A dreadful history that is hard to read even after all these decades later. So upsetting, so easy to see why systemic racism is so deeply embedded in today's world. The racist and exploited history of human zoos. Warning, this video may be sensitive to some viewers. Today we have zoos for animals, but in the 19th and 20th centuries, people were kept in zoos around the world. Helpless humans were kept in cages in the same way as an animal is kept. Not only this, the cruelty was such that foreigners from various parts of the world used to come to see them suffering. People from the minority groups were held captive in zoos. This was an easy way to demonstrate the superiority of the marginalized communities. The whites were the zookeepers and managers of the zoos. Along with a variety of animals, they exhibited people such as dwarves, albinos, and hunchbacks. Earlier in the 16th century, Ippolito de' Medici had a collection of exotic animals along with a troupe of people from different races. Story of Oda Benga. There was once a Congolese man named Oda Benga who was taken to New York to become part of an exhibition at the Bronx Zoo. Earlier he was a part of the St. Louis World Fair. He believed he was being hired as the caretaker of the zoo's elephant. This was his mistake. He was shown as a dwarf and sooner quickly became a highlight of the zoo and was displayed in a monkey house. The card outside his cage read, age, 23 years. Height, 4 feet 11 inches. Weight 103 pounds. Brought from the Kasai River, Congo Free State, South Central Africa, by D. Samuel Werner. Exhibited each afternoon during September. His teeth were filed and were made pointed. The ground of the cage was littered with bones to make him look more threatening. His life after leaving the zoo was nothing but horrible. Although he went back to Africa but had no feelings of belonging and returned to the US. Even after returning, he couldn't find peace. He shot himself in the heart in 1916. Sarah Bartman. Sarah Bartman was a Khoikhoi woman who was exhibited in a human zoo in Europe in the 19th century. She was called Hottentot Venus. The tradition of these freak shows was well established in Europe. Sarah never exhibited herself nude. However, she became an erotic view. She was marketed as the missing link between man and beast. The Igorot Village. The Igorot village held a group of indigenous people with minimal clothing. This was one of the most popular exhibits in any human zoo. They were a success in terms of audience and revenue. They would often be found eating dogs while the audience would yell at them. This was a misrepresentation in human zoos. The Igorots did not eat dogs, but only did it for some ceremonial purposes. But in human zoos, they were only fed dogs on a daily basis. The villagers also used to perform some rituals such as crowning a chief for their entertainment, which also used to gather more audience. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe.